We are down to our last video for the second grading period. This video is just a continuation of the previous video, which actually talks about the graphing of quadratic functions. We are still going to use the same materials. Actually, I'm going to share to you right now is an extension of what happened in the previous video. In the previous video, this was letter B, and we were able to graph items 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I just added few spaces so we could come up with our task for this practice exercise, which are actually the intercepts, opening of the concavity, axis of symmetry, domain, and the range. Okay, so let's have it as, let's say, A, B, C, and D, and an E for the important analysis or parts of the quadratic functions here. Okay, so let's start with number one, intercepts. Intercepts are actually by looking at the graph, it is where the graph connects to the x-axis or intersects the x-axis. So look at the graph. If it connects or passes to the x-axis, meaning we have intercepts. If it doesn't connect with the x-axis, then definitely it's not. We don't have intercepts. Here in number one, it actually passes at the origin, which is also a part of the x-axis. So the intercept here is a point. So if we're going to talk about intercept, let me use the color for this. Let's say violet. For letter A, intercepts, just use violet to differentiate the colors. The intercepts here is a point. So that point is actually at vertex 0, 0. This is it. Okay. If you are not yet convinced with that, let us go back to the idea of roots of quadratic equations, to which we also called before as zeros of quadratic functions. We call them roots, solutions to quadratic equations, or zeros, because they are actually the values of x, which can make the whole equation, in this case, function, equal to 0. Those roots are actually the determinants that we could tell us what are the intercepts. If you're going to talk about the roots of equivalent quadratic equation for this, let's say you have negative 2x squared be equal to 0. Right? The roots for this are actually divide to both sides. You have x squared is equal to 0. Take the root of both sides. You have x is equal to positive negative 0. But since we don't have signs for 0, so it stays as 0. So we only have one root. This is also supported by the discriminant value, b squared minus 4ac of the given function here, wherein we don't have the value for b, so that's 0 squared, minus 4 times negative 2 times c, which is also nothing. So 0 squared is 0 minus the whole quantity here is 0, which is equal to 0, which could actually, again, tell us that the roots here are equal and real. Equal meaning we have two values for roots which are both 0. That is why we only have one intercept here, because we only have one root. We have one intercept here because that is also where we only have one intersection with the x-axis. Those are your intercepts. So we could also try here intercepts for number letter B later on. Let's just continue with the rest here. So letter B is opening of concavity. It's already discussed in the previous video, and as you can see here, the concavity opens downward. Opens down. Right. Letter C. Letter C, axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is a line. When drawn, it will divide the parabola into two equal mirror images. So if we're going to have this line here, oh, sorry for that. Okay. One more. So this is maybe placed here, which is just overlapping with the y-axis. This divides the parabola into two equal parts. And then the line of symmetry, or also called as the axis of symmetry, is an equation of a line in terms of x. So what is the value for x here? 0. So this is the axis of line of symmetry. This is also determined by the value of the x coordinate of your vertex. As mentioned in the previous video that we are talking about the analysis of the graph. Letter D. Letter D talks about domain. The domain are the all possible values of x as you go from left to your right. As you can see, the graph has an arrowhead. It extends here. It further extend here. As you enlarge, zoom out the values here, it will just keep on increasing, but it will be having equivalent values for x here and also x here. So the so the domain here are actually all values of x. Or others could also say set of real numbers, all real numbers, x, so there's x is a real number, it will still be okay. And lastly, for letter E, okay, range. When you talk about the range, you're looking now at the vertical level. The vertical level, here we have values for the graph as represented by these points here, but it will not reach here because the graph, as it goes here, it changes direction and goes downward again. So this is actually the maximum value for our x, and our range here, we have all values of y, or again, you can also use here f of x, values of y, but the maximum here are 0. It cannot be positive. All are negative, which includes also 0. So you can use here 0. And then let me just add here equality at the bottom. All values of x less than or equal to 0. These are all the items needed for letter C for number 1. If you're still going to add something, okay, you can determine the maximum and the minimum value for y. The maximum value of y is at 0, but the minimum value of y as it extends here further is actually infinity. Okay, so those are, or negative infinity to be clear. These are just additional. It may or may not appear there, so let me just remove it because that is not as asked here. So these are the items for the analysis for number 1 graph. If you're going to proceed with number 2, let's use the same. Right? Letter A, look at the intercepts. Sorry. Right? Intercepts is where the graph intersect the x-axis. It's here and it's here. So we have two values here supported by the two different roots of this uh, quadratic expression, because this could be equal to x squared minus 4 equal to 0. X squared is equal to positive 4. X is equal to positive and negative 2. Using the square roots method, we know that there are two roots which are at negative 2 and positive 2. Here, at negative 2 and positive 2, these are actually the values which can make our function 0. So this supports everything else. So our roots are negative 2, 0, and I mean our intercepts. Intercepts are points 2 and 0. These are the values which can make our function equal to 0. Okay. Next, for letter B, as you can see, it's very obvious. It opens up wide. Letter C, axis of symmetry. Again, it's a line. When drawn, it will divide the graph into two mirror images. Same with number 1. It is actually passing through the y-axis because this is also represented by the value here, the x coordinate of your vertex. So our axis or line of symmetry is x equal to 0. Letter D, for the domain, as it increases here, looking at horizontal level, same with number 1, we expect all values of x. Or again, you could use the set of real numbers. However, for letter E, That's letter E. Right? We have here the restriction as you go vertically. These are all possible values here because we have the points represented in the graph, but it only reaches here and no more below. This is again similar to number one, be declared by the x value of the vertex because again I mean y coordinate value of the vertex because again the vertex is the turning point. It is where it changes direction. So here we have this value. So you could say all values of y space -4. Why did I place space? Because we need to determine if it's greater than or equal or less than or equal, just like in number one. Here, as you can see, this is now the minimum value. The minimum value, and it doesn't include -5, which are less than -4. It only includes -3, -2, even the fractions here until +1 million. So they must be all values greater than or equal to -4. So these are the items, important analysis for number two. Copying the same processes here in number three. So probably you might or you have already come up with techniques. So A, look at the i- values here, or you could look at your table and look at the values which can make it equal to zero. So the coordinates here, I mean the intercepts have the points -3, 0, and 1, 0. You simply look at the points which has values for f of x equal to 0, and those are your intercepts. Letter B, okay? You have the B is opening cavity. That's very obvious. Opens upward, still upward. Sorry for that. Letter C is again maybe declared by the x value of your vertex because this is where you could actually draw the line which may divide the parabola into two equal parts as it calls the axis or the line of symmetry. And the value of this line is where it touches the x-axis, similar to your vertex. You have here x is equal to -1. It should be a line. So if you're going to write, by the way, just to correct, if you will just place here -1, it's not a line. It's a constant. It's a value. Yeah. It should be x is equal to -1. Similar to number one here, you may answer -3 and 1. But if you talk about intercepts, they should be point. They must be points. So they must be partnered with these values here. Right? So these are the correct interpretations. Letter D, similar considerations, all values of x. As we could actually substitute any value of x here without making it undefined, okay? Because undefined values, one of which will be a fractional form, a rational exponent equal over 0, but we don't have x value in the denominator. Square roots, we don't have square roots here. So all values of x. And finally, for letter E, you have all values of y space values of y. Look at the value here, okay? As this is actually the value maximum and a minimum value, -4 still, but it should carry all values above it, so greater than and negative y is equal to -4. Okay, so if it opens downward, you have this expression less than or equal. If it's upward, it's greater than equal, similar to number three. And even in number four, we are expecting for us in our range to have this description. But first, let's worry with letter A, intercepts. Here, we don't have a value in our graph which could actually give us f of x equal to 0. Yes, also here, we don't know what is the value of this. Even my graph is actually not represented properly. Right? It's not accurate. So what are the values here? We don't know what are those values. We simply actually look at the concern that the intercepts carry the roots of the quadratic equation. Here it's negative 3 and negative 1. Of course, if you're going to solve for the roots of this in number 3, I'm returning to number 3 for a while. That's x plus 1 or, sorry, that's minus 4 equal to 0. You can move 4 here. So you have the square of x plus 1 is equal to positive 4. Square at both sides. You have x plus 1 is equal to positive negative 2. And you subtract 1 both sides. Your first x is positive 2 minus 1, 1. Negative 2 minus 1, negative 3. That's why you have negative 3, and that's why you have 1. Again, intercepts are related to the roots of the quadratic equation. In short, in number 4, since we don't know what the values of this here, we could just simply look for the roots of this by completing the square method. X squared plus 4x minus 1 equal to 0. Move out 1. X squared plus 4x is equal to positive 1. Completing the square, adding by 4 both sides, x squared plus 4x plus 4. So this could become a perfect square trinomial. The other side, that's 1 plus 4. So we have x plus 2, the square of it, is equal to positive 5. And take the root of both sides. So you have x plus 2 is equal to positive negative square root of 5. Okay. And then you could just actually subtract to both sides. So your roots are x is equal to positive negative square root of 5 minus 2. These are the roots. We have two roots here. X is equal to positive square root of 5. Let me erase something here. Yeah. Positive square root of 5 minus 2, and the other one, that's x sub 1. X sub 2 is the negative square root of 5 minus 2. These are the roots. By the way, I was actually doing it faster here because I am assuming that you all know how to complete the square. So these are the roots. So the intercepts actually contain roots, and these are the value which can make our function here 0. So our intercepts are intercepts are, let me erase this and make a smaller one. Our intercepts are the first point, that's point, so it should be parentheses, square root of 5 minus 2, paired it with 0, and negative square root of 5 minus 2, and pair it with 0. So these are your intercepts. We expect that the values for this here and here, if my graph is accurate, are actually points having the coordinates negative square root of 5 minus 2 and 0, and negative square root of 5 minus 2 is 0. So if you cannot give us, if you cannot determine the probably integral or fractional value for the x coordinate of the intercepts, you still need to get the roots and then pair it with 0. Letter B. B is very obvious. It opens. Letter C. Actually, no, letter A is the only item here which is very difficult because you already know the technique in solving these items here. So you have x at negative 2 because again, this is where the axis of symmetry should be drawn so that we could actually divide the parabola into two mirror images. Right? And then you have here letter D. Let color violet. Letter D, all values of x still x because x here, any value of x could be substituted in the given. And for letter E, this is now the last for our first grade, second grading. You have all values of, let's just enter it, y. Pardon. You have all values of y. Uh-huh. All values of y, blah, 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 negative 5 because this is the value for the x coordinate of the vertex negative 5. But which symbol? It should be all values greater than. So we have greater than or equal because it includes -5 here as a point. That's your range. So again, these are the important items, concepts, analysis that you could come up after you have graphed a given function. And how are these applied in real life situation? Let us say a real life problem which has a quadratic function on cost and price. You would know what is the maximum value for cost, where what the possible values for the price. You can know to what area it should be turning point, like the vertex, etc., etc. Okay. So again, this is our last video for the second grading. Hopefully, you've learned something. Please continue on reviewing this video and the rest of the videos for the second grading as we prepare for assessment later or sooner. Okay? So please be excited and always take initiative to study. Goodbye and enjoy. See you soon.